and welcome to the video. So you would have seen in the previous clip that my breakfast was a little larger than usual. So I hit a full egg omelette with 3 eggs, cheese, spinach, veg, mushroom and chicken. Then I had 2 slices of buttered toast with that and salted caramel and banana pancake stack with a black coffee. Now, if you've been watching my previous videos, you will know that that is not a normal breakfast for me, but that's done by design because today's video is going to be a little bit of an experiment to hopefully push forward a message. And that message is going to be the dangers of not tracking your calorie intake, not tracking your macros, or potentially some of the dangers of eating intuitively. So today, for the whole day, I'm not going to track any foods. I'm not going to weigh anything. My fitness pal is not going to come out. I'm purely just going to eat by feel. I'm not going to stuff myself. So whenever my satiety cues kick in and I feel satisfied, I'm going to stop the meal. But likewise, whenever I feel hungry, I'm going to eat until I feel satisfied, and no foods are off the table. So we're not really caring about sort of keeping fats low or anything like that. I'm purely going to eat what I feel like eating. So I must caveat this whole message by saying that this video is focused specifically towards athletes or those who have body composition or body weight dependent goals, i.e. if you're looking to gain muscle or if you're looking to sort of shed fat. But as I said, this video and this little portion that I'm going to discuss is going to be focused on basically bring to light some of the issues with not sort of monitoring your food intake daily and the potential repercussions that that might have, and to show how easy it can actually be to establish a calorie surplus and overconsume. So I'm going to discuss a couple of problems with not tracking your macros or your calorie intake. Problem number 1, and Gordo will put a beautiful screen across my face right now, is that our biology, our physiology does not support being jacked or shredded. So what I mean to say there is that it is not in our biological interests to carry massive amounts of muscle mass or to be extremely low body fat, which could 1, slow us down and make us susceptible to predators, or 2, basically force us to starve to death if food was in short supply. This means if you want to gain muscle or lose fat in the long term, listening to our biological signals, i.e. sort of our hunger and satiety cues, which means sort of only eating when hungry and stopping eating when you feel satisfied, it's not going to deliver results long term. Because to get shredded, and as most of you already know, you're going to have to abstain from eating when you feel hungry. And likewise, to get huge, you're going to have to eat when you don't really feel hungry or feel like eating. To highlight these points that I'm making, in a 2013 study, and we'll throw up the abstract on the screen now, it was a weight loss study. Now, one group had to track and restrict their calories, while the other group was just provided instruction on intuitive eating, i.e. just paying attention to your hunger and satiety cues. At the beginning of the study, both groups lost similar amounts of weight. But then the group who wasn't tracking their calories, they ended up eating more and actually regaining the lost weight that they lost at the beginning of the study. Keeping in mind that the motivation for these guys sort of signing up to the study was to lose weight, I think this shows that even when weight loss is the intended outcome, or fat loss, as soon as you move away from your body fat set point, and if you're eating only based on your hunger or satiety cues, you're going to encounter a compensatory increase in hunger that's going to put that weight and fat back on you. Secondly, in a 2011 bulking study, and I'll put that one on screen as well, one group, they ate according to their hunger cues, whereas one group, they actually had to follow a calorie tracked meal plan. After 12 weeks of strength training, 4 times per week, the group that was following the meal plan, they actually gained 3% of lean mass, so increased their lean mass by 3%. While the non-tracking group, they actually didn't change. So what this tells us that even if you're training regularly, but if you're only eating when you feel hungry, you're probably not going to be making really good progress. And most likely, even if you're trying to add muscle, you're just going to be spinning your wheels and not really going anywhere. So I hope that those studies shows why tracking your intake is just so important if you're looking to gain muscle or lose fat effectively. So our second problem with not tracking our food intake or not quantitatively monitoring it is that our eating environment, sort of our social situation, our social norms when it comes to eating has changed significantly over the last 20 to 30 years. The Western diet now consists of hyper tasty, very calorie dense and low cost food options, which is far different to what it was 30 years ago. Research also shows that society's perception of what a normal portion size should be has increased substantially over the last decade. So with that in mind, if someone eats by feel from cheap, delicious and calorie dense food sources that you'd find readily available at grocery stores, cafes and restaurants, then they're just highly likely to consume a very large number of calories in a short amount of time because one, our perception of what a normal portion size should look like has been distorted over the last 10 years. And secondly, because common calorie dense and really tasty foods, they have a very poor satiety value, which means they don't make us feel full or satiated. To explain this differently, if you eat until the point of satiety via eating chocolate cake, an enormous amount more calories is going to be consumed compared to if you ate oatmeal to reach that same point of satiety. To expand on this point, there was a study published quite recently, and we'll pop it on screen, that showed the average meal from a restaurant was around 1,500 calories, and that's not even including drinks, appetizers, or desserts. So if you eat out and order an average dish, then you could be consuming around 50 to 75% of your caloric needs in just one hit. This means the likelihood of creating a calorie surplus increases substantially unless you're compensating by reducing your intake in following meals during the rest of your day. But this is quite unlikely because, as we said, the satiety response, how sort of full we feel, is quite weak or poor when it comes to these really tasty, calorie-dense, restaurant-prepared meals. So basically, this can result in a situation where our society's caloric intake isn't matching our physiological energy needs. And I suspect that one of the main reasons for the global obesity epidemic that we're dealing with today is exactly that. It's the consumption to the point of satiety of these calorie-dense, restaurant-prepared, tasty foods, which allows us to consume an enormous amount of calories very quickly without feeling that satiated. So the take-home messages of all of this are that one, tracking your intake quantitatively is going to be far more effective for building muscle or losing fat compared to not tracking or just eating by feel. And secondly, if you're not tracking your intake and you are eating by feel, i.e. just eating when you feel hungry and stopping when you feel full, you're actually going to have a significantly increased risk of weight gain, and you're going to find that maintaining a healthy body comp is just far more difficult. Now, these take-home messages is basically sort of what's going to lead into this experiment that we're running today, where I'm just going to be eating by feel. As I said, I'm not going to be tracking anything. Just going to be being guided by my hunger cues and my appetite for today. But at the end of the day, we are going to track what I did consume. Perhaps we might be surprised. Maybe it's really high. Maybe it's not so high. But I'm hoping what it shows is sort of just how far off we can be from the mark if we're not sort of being guided quantitatively with our calories and macros. So if you are interested, please follow along for the rest of the video. It should be a fun one, and we should have some cool things to talk about at the end. Alrighty, we've got a little bit of a pre-workout party going down here. I wasn't going to eat before the gym, but I got the nibbles, so we have picked ourselves up a raspberry white choc muffin. Pretty freaking big. Now, I'm going to show you something I used to do during my last bodybuilding show, and it is a serious pro tip. So what you do is you make yourself one of these little protein toppings. I just threw in a couple of scoops of the bulk protein matrix, the vanilla. You just put in a little bit of water. Like if you put too much in, it'll fuck it up. So you put just enough water in so that it turns into like a topping consistency. And then we just cut ourselves off a bit of the muffin here. You just coat the topping on like that. Oh my God. I forgot how good that was. Tastes freaking bomb. So, this is the pre-workout snack. God knows how many calories are in this muffin, but we're not tracking today, so we're not gonna worry about it. I can already tell that I'll be able to eat this whole thing easily. So, I'll do this before gym. We're looking to train in like 30 minutes. So this, muffins digest super easily. I've got my pre-workout drink here, the pre from bulk, and I added the creatine in there. Then I'm gonna take 2 of these pump product caps from bulk. So the pre-workout here, the pump product, the muffin pump's going down. The training session I know is going to be insane. So Gordo's gonna hit you with a nasty, nasty training edit in 3, 2, 1.
Yo, Zora.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man, and then it was nothing to me but blinding.
Man, I gotta stay focused. I'm still out here grinding hard till everyone notice. I got day ones blocking my shine so it might seem hopeless. When Ghost now Casper's back and everyone notice. Walking around with a scarf, I spray this clip, it's a bonus. XP up and I keep mine loaded. Only sip on these blue potions. Pop reset, yeah, that's my motion. Jumping away, mine talking ocean. Move real smooth, MJ with lotion. Can't keep up, so I keep boasting. Land on sight, but I know I'll toast him. Gotta be quick when you try reloading. Whoosh! Rise of the ghost, I go hard and I hardly fail. Mum raised a natural killer, now my skin is tough as nails. Paris Fashion Week, Wesh Mogel, out there eating snails. I'm only using Facebook, you can tell Twitch keep their sales. Rise of the ghost, I go hard and I hardly failed. Mum raised a natural killer, now my skin is tough as nails. Paris Fashion Week, Wesh Mogel, out there eating snails. I'm only using Facebook, you can tell Twitch keep their sales. Rise of the ghost, I go hard and I hardly. I'm raised a natural killer, now my skin is tough as.
Okay, so shoulder workout was a wrap. Very solid workout. We sweating balls, pump was insane, and we got knocked off all our working sets that we wanted to. Girl was having a bit of a gossip and a love behind us, but that's all right. So we got post-workout meal going down here. The theme of today is not tracking. We're just eating as we feel for our little experiment. So I've got the pineapple fried rice with chicken. So a few cashews, chopped up pineapple, chicken, fried rice, all mixed together. This is going to taste epic. No doubt be a hell of a lot of olive oil or oil mixed through there. Then we got the J Dashi special roll. So we got raw tuna with cucumber, a little bit of mayo wrapped in chobiko, some raw sashimi, tuna sashimi because we love that. And then I've got a few extra peanuts to mix in with the fried rice, and then the goat sauce, a little Kewpie mayo with katsu mixing together. So this meal is going to be epic. I actually feel crazy hungry despite what I've eaten today, probably because the workout was just pretty monstrous. But we're going to get this down, enjoy it, and I'll catch you in the next clip. Alrighty guys, it is the morning after the experiment with not tracking that we ran yesterday. I didn't talk a whole lot to camera last night just because it was date night and we're at the outdoor cinemas and whatnot. But as you would have seen from the footage, my dinner or PM meal was 2 boxes of sushi, and then me and my girlfriend shared some Japanese pastries. So there was a matcha long roll, another matcha red bean bun, and a taro stuffed bun, taro custard stuffed bun, which is absolutely bomb. So like, it was a very solid meal last night. The only other thing that I did consume yesterday, which you wouldn't have seen on camera, was a protein shake. I was out and about and I just grabbed one of those ready to drink protein shakes. It's like a chocolate milkshake flavored one. Tastes really nice. So anyway, the point is, we said we weren't going to track, we were just going to eat by feel. I had a massive gap between sort of that pineapple fried rice meal and the dinner meal. It was like 6 hours just because I didn't feel hungry, so I didn't eat. That was what the goal of yesterday was. So I only ended up having, I think, sort of 3 meals and a snack, which is quite different to my usual like 6 meal structure that I would have if I was tracking and monitoring. So we said we weren't going to track, but this morning I did go through and calculate what I ate yesterday, just for interest, to see where we ended up. So Gordo is going to total the calories somewhere around here, but let's talk through it. So my first meal for breakfast was a 3-egg omelette with cheese, 2 slices of wholemeal toast with butter. I estimated around 75 grams of grilled chicken breast, a side serve of marinated mushrooms, and 3 banana caramel pancakes, coming to a grand total of 1,592 calories. So that was meal 1. Our second meal, which was the pre-workout snack, was a 160 gram raspberry and white chocolate muffin, 60 grams or 2 scoops of the bulk nutrients protein matrix, and 1 packet of the Chupa Chups sour straps, which came to a grand total of 1,125 calories. Meal 3, this was the biggest meal of the day, which was our post-workout meal, which is always when I'm most hungry. So I had 6 pieces of raw tuna sushi, 5 pieces of tuna sashimi, a plate of pineapple fried rice, a third of a cup of unsalted cashews, a tablespoon of Kewpie mayo, and a tablespoon of katsu sauce, coming to a grand total of 1,620 calories. Meal 4, which again wasn't a meal, it was just a sort of snack because I wasn't hungry after that meal, was just a ready to drink protein shake. Had a bunch of carbs in there as well. It came to a grand total of 152 calories. The third and sort of main meal of the day, which was sort of meal 5, which was last night at the movies, had 6 pieces of a mini salmon roll, 4 pieces of smoked salmon nigiri, 2 pieces of a salmon and avocado roll, 2 pieces of unagi nigiri or eel nigiri, 2 pieces of seared salmon nigiri, 1 piece of ebi fried nigiri, which is fried prawn, and 2 pieces of prawn and mayo nigiri, 1 bottle of pear kombucha. I had half a red bean and matcha cream bun, half a taro and cream bun, and then lastly had half a long matcha choco bun. Now that meal came to a grand total of 2,010 calories. So this gives us a daily calorie total of 6,499 calories. And for interest, the macros are 305 grams of protein, 695 grams of carbohydrates, and 256 grams of fat. Now, what is extremely scary about this experiment is I just consumed 6,500 calories in a day, and at not one point did I really feel stuffed. Like, I ate until I felt satisfied, but I wasn't gorging. I wasn't eating sort of like cheeseburgers and ice cream sundaes every meal. Like, a bunch of it was like pretty realistically clean food. Yeah, I never felt uncomfortably full, or I don't think I ever ate past the point of satiety. But with that said, because I wasn't tracking, I was just going by feel, I've eaten around realistically 3,500 more calories than I would need to sort of maintain my body weight. So that is going to be a wrap for this video. I hope you guys took away at least something, and that the video helped to show just how dangerous it can be to not track your macros, not track your calories, and to just sort of freewheel your eating. It can put you in a spot where you're gaining weight very quickly, establishing a very significant calorie surplus, and perhaps not even really realizing it. So, as always, thank you so much for watching the video. Your support is always extremely appreciated, and it is the reason why I want to put these videos out. I love interacting with you guys, so if you can, drop a comment, share a story, anything like that. Really does hit me in the feels, and it drives me to keep doing this and pushing out videos week after week and trying to make the channel grow and become better. So, wrapping the video, I'll see you guys in the next one.